everyone, I'm really excited to show you a few things today. I've taken order of some other product this week, and one of the things that I've ordered were these Tim Holtz alteration embossing diffusers. You may see the embossing folders that already have the blank spot in them for when you are wanting to leave a space that does not get embossed rather than the whole piece. Well, these diffusers allow you to be able to put your embossing folders through and to leave a section where it won't actually emboss. So to use these, basically what you do is get your piece of paper that you're about to emboss, put it in there, put that on the top, one of your plates underneath, run it through your big shot using the platform on the right setting, which is tab 1. You run all of that through, and what you're left with is an embossed image, and this middle section won't have been touched. So I'm just going to run one through and show you what that looks like. So this is straight from the machine. I take my diffuser off and then I have a look at the card that I have inside. I've used the Stampin' Up, the new, sorry, I'm going to look for the name here, the new script that's in the Christmas catalogue. So if I give you a closer look, you can see that it's provided the script, but it's left this section now that you can go and stamp and embellish on for a card. Now in this one pack there were a few different shapes. There's a smaller oval at the bottom, which also could be at the top if you wish, and also the circle. And you can arrange these on the card any way that you like, or on your embellishing folders, so you can have that shape higher, lower, off the edge, so that you're only getting a small section off to the side of your embossing plate. And you can do that with all of them, and these are just 3 in the range, so this one includes those 3 shapes. And I thought, what a great way to combine, 2 different products with Stampin' Up and the Tim Holtz diffusers, just to give that ability to be able to use your embossing folders in just a slightly different way. An alternative is to use just the piece from the middle, and again putting your paper into your embossing folder and placing this where you might like it to be and running it through your big shot, and what you'll end up with is an embossed section that's been made by this oval, and the rest of the card won't be embossed. So I'll go and put this one through the machine and show you what that looks like. So putting it through the machine with the plate underneath and just this on top is a little tricky, because you have to kind of hold it in place as you're pushing it through so that this doesn't slide back, because the rollers will try and push it. But if you manage it, what you'll end up with is an oval shape of the embossed image that you like, which you can then ink over and use on a card. The other thing that I did with the embossed folder was also put it in and not go all the way through, and that can leave you with something a little bit different too. So using those techniques, you've got the 3 initial plates plus the 3 pieces in the middle, and then arranging it around on the card the way that you like. You do have quite a few options here for some different cards. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make some now using these as the technique and show you the finished products. So I've got some supplies that I'm going to use for the cards. I've got the Merry Little Christmas set with this stamp I'm going to use. I have got my old Build a Blossom set. I'm going to make a poinsettia flower to go on one. And I've got my Lovely as a Tree stamp kit, which I think also makes a fantastic Christmas tree on Christmas cards. My cherry cobbler, and my baked brown sugar from the new In Colours, which I think are my favourite colours for Christmas. I'm trying to keep with the In Colours this year. I also love chocolate chips, so you'll probably see that one come out. And I've gone ahead and I've already pre-cut the sections for my cards, so it's just a matter of putting them together now and decorating them up. And I'll show you those 3 cards using the embossing diffusers. Okay, to start with, I'm using the chocolate chip Stampin' Up ink and the Merry Little Christmas stamp from the seasonal catalogue, and I've just stamped that off and ran it through the Big Shot machine. And now I'm inking up the edges and also around the edges of the embossing diffused piece of cardstock. I'm also going to ink around this pattern paper also from the seasonal catalogue of Stampin' Up. At this stage I'm also going to use some of that chocolate chip ink to then start inking up over the top and a little bit of soft suede as well. So just checking it off with the colour of the background and deciding to go a little bit darker here. So just blending in the inks, those two inks in together to give it a deeper background and to bring that embossed image out a little bit more, and just putting a little bit of a soft wipe of ink over the label as well. Also going to ink a little bit further in on that background paper just so that it ties in more freely together. So at this stage I'm getting in some ribbon, organza ribbon, and just rubbing a little bit of the ink over on the ribbon as well to pick up a bit of the colour that's in the card, and attaching that piece with a piece of double-sided tape just to make sure that the ribbon doesn't move around, and then mounting that onto the pattern paper and tying it off into a ribbon at the base. So once you have your ribbon tied, just cutting the bottom of the ribbon off at an angle and then mounting the sentiment with some dimensional dots to finish off the card front, and then that gets attached to the white card front and finishes off our very first card. The second card I'm going to be using cherry cobbler ink. Again, I'm going to ink up over the edges and also over the script, the embossed script, and I'm going to blend in again another bit of the soft suede ink once I've got the cherry cobbler on there, and just putting in the darker patches as well. So this is the suede ink going on, and just blending it up with your blending sponge, whichever blending sponge that you're actually using. I'm also going to be using some of the sparkles that I have, the dimensional glitter, and just putting a little bit off onto the paper and then using the finger to rub over the top to give the embossed image a little bit of a shimmer with the glitter. The glitter falls nicely in amongst the letters there. So attaching that piece of pattern paper on the front along with the piece that I've embossed, and then adding in the flower that I created with the Build a Flower stamp kit to the front. And to that I'm adding some liquid pearls, so when you punch out the image from the Build a Flower, it's left with a white outline around the image, and I'm just filling up that white outline with some of the dimensional pearl product. And this is in like a gold or an antique gold. And once that dries, that'll dry hard and firm and just give that flower a little bit extra dimension. And there's the second card. Third card, I'm again going to go around with some soft suede and just ink up the edges. And this time I'm using the Lovely as a Tree stamp kit from Stampin' Up. And I'm just going to use, this is baked brown sugar, sorry, the ink that I'm using this time round. So the stamped image goes on. This is a very simple one compared to the other two, and then that all gets mounted onto the card front. So the pattern paper followed by the stamped Lovely as a Tree image, and then once that's on, I take some of the sparkles again, the glitter glue, and just paint that over the limbs of the tree, tapping it onto the table just to bring that glue up to the front, and you can see the shimmer there on the tree. Three cards using the diffused emboss. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Bye.